Hey guys, my name is Mate, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the Google Ads Keyword Planner to do keyword research. So in this video I'm going to show you a free tool you can use to research which keywords you should be targeting with your ads and your SEO as well. So while there are paid tools out there that will give you a lot more data, the Google Ads Keyword Planner is a good free tool that is more than adequate to get started and even to use on its own if you know what you're doing. So firstly, what is the Google Ads Keyword Planner? The Google Ads Keyword Planner is a free tool that Google gives us to use within the Google Ads platform. So it allows you to set the location and a few other details and enter the keywords you want to see the search volume for, and it will tell you approximately how many people are searching for these keywords every month from the location you've set. It'll also give you a list of related keywords and their search volume as well. So I'll show you all this in a minute. But first, in order to actually access it, you need to make a free Google Ads account. So you won't have to spend any money on ads to access this tool, you just need the account. So I'm going to walk you through how to do this quickly now, because if you go in and just try to make a Google Ads account and follow Google's prompts, it's going to get you to set up a smart campaign and enter your payment details, which we don't need for any of this. So here's how to set up your Google Ads account. So the first thing you want to do is go to ads.google.com. and you'll land on this page. So what you want to do is hit get started. Now you won't see this because you don't have an account made already. I've got an account made under this email, so I will just hit new ads account and then that's what you're going to see. Now if you're not signed into Google already, it's going to ask you to sign in. If you don't have a Google account, you're going to have to sign up for one. So basically once you've done that and you've hit get started, you're going to see this page. So what you want to do is scroll down and hit switch to expert mode. This button right there. And now it's going to give you the full Google Ads dashboard. And now what you want to do is hit create an account without a campaign. And basically you just want to check that these details are correct for the account you want to use, because I don't think you can change them later. Yeah, you can't. So you just make sure that you've got all this correct. I usually just hit no because I don't need the performance tips, and then submit. And that's it. Now you've created your Google Ads account and we can go to the next step of getting into the keyword planner. So once you've made your Google Ads account, you're going to see this dashboard here. This is just the main dashboard of Google Ads in expert mode. And now what you want to do to get to the keyword planner is hit tools and settings and then keyword planner right here. And now you're going to be given these options. So basically you've got two main options you can use: discover new keywords and get search volume and forecasts. Now, I usually just use discover new keywords because get search volume and forecasts gives you the exact same data as discover new keywords. However, in the discover new keywords section, it also gives you a bunch of related keywords that Google thinks are related to the topic you're searching, and that's useful information to have. So basically, there's nothing in the search volume and forecast that's not here. So you may as well just use this one. So just press that. And now here is where you can enter your keyword details. So you can do it two ways, where you can start with a website and enter the website and just let Google find the keywords, but I like to do it manually because I want to look up exactly what I want to look up. So I use this section here, and basically what you can do here is you can enter the keyword. So you would type in, let's say, lawyer, for example, and hit enter, and you could also do like lawyer in Auckland. And then these two keywords are now entered, and now you can change the language if this is something you're going to change. So I'm not, because I'm going for English, but basically what this would be is if you're targeting someone in a different country that speak a different language, let's say people in Spain and they speak Spanish, then you would change it to Spanish. And then that would show for how many people are searching in the Spanish Google using Spanish basically. So I'm going to leave it English, and now you can set the location. So for example, you can type in, let's say, Australia, and just hit target, and then it's going to add Australia as well. So you can do more than one here. I'm just going to leave it to New Zealand for this example, and then you would hit save when you've added it. So obviously I can't hit save because it's already there, but you would just hit save. And now we've got all the data we want. Now we hit get results. So now Google's going to spit out all of the search volume and all the related keywords as well. As you can see here, there's a long list, and if you actually look here, there's 996. So basically you could go through all the pages, or you can just hit show more rows, and it's going to give you the whole list of keywords here. Now, Basically how this works is you've got the keyword and you've got the average monthly searches for each individual keyword and all these other data points, which I'm going to show you in a minute. I'll go over each one. But basically, as you can see here, lawyer gets a specific amount of search volume, and then lawyer in Auckland is a separate keyword and gets its search volume. So down here you can see that all of these keywords are counted as individual keywords with their own search volume. So basically, if you rank for multiple of these, all of this adds up. So that's just a little point to keep in mind. Now, each of these columns give you a certain amount of data points. Now, basically, the main one you want to be looking at is average monthly searches. However, I'll go over these and tell you just what they are. So average monthly searches is just a rough estimate of how many people search on Google for this keyword each month from the location and language setting that you've set. So for example, in this case, it's people from New Zealand searching for lawyer. When they have the English Google platform, you can see there's between 1 and 10,000 searches every month. Now this is a rough estimate, but it gives you an idea of how many people are searching. So you can see whether it's worth going after that keyword or not. Now 3-month change is how much the volume has changed over the last 3 months. So whether it's increased or decreased, so you can get a general idea of what's going on. So for example, divorce lawyers near me, you can see that it's had an increase of 900% over the last 3 months. So basically that means more people are searching for this keyword than they used to. Now the next one is year-on-year change. Basically what this one is it compares the last month with that same month last year. So for example, June 2022 would be compared to June 2021, and that'll give you the difference here. And as you can see here, divorce lawyers near me, again, is got 900% more searches than last year, and that's probably due to the last 3 months increase. So these two can give you a general idea of what direction the keyword trend is going in. So if they're becoming more popular or less popular. So obviously if there's a huge decrease in traffic happening, both in the 3-month change and in the year-on-year change, it's probably telling you that for some reason people are stopping to search this keyword, so it might not be worth your time going after it, particularly with SEO. So it's just something to keep in mind. Now with competition, this is basically how competitive that keyword is based on Google's estimation. So generally speaking, this is more to do with Google Ads. So how many people are bidding on it and so on, like how high the bids are and that kind of thing. It gives you a rough idea. Now, in my opinion, this is not really that accurate, so I wouldn't put too much weight on this metric. I mean, look, you can see here that the keyword lawyer is shown as low competition, but I know from experience that that's not exactly the case. So I don't really put a lot of weight on this, but it can give you a general idea of what's going on. Now, ad impression share is basically the number of times your ad has shown versus the total number of searches for that keyword. So for example, if this is showing 50%, and let's say lawyer is getting 10,000 searches a month, it means that your ad has shown up for 5,000 of those searches. Now, you have to actually be running ads to see this metric because it shows based on your actual ad, but that gives you an idea of how much search volume is happening and how many of them you're showing for. So for example, if it's only showing for 50%, you could theoretically double your budget and get twice as much traffic, and it shouldn't change much about the actual performance if you're only getting about half of the search volume. So that just gives you a rough idea on that as well. Now, top of page bid, low and high, is basically giving you the range that you can expect to pay for this keyword to get on page 1. Now, this is, in my experience, relatively inaccurate because it depends on a lot of factors. For example, in Google Ads, it'll depend how they rank your ads. They apply different scores on it, the landing page experience, and all these other factors combine, and you'll usually find that if you're not extremely high rated according to what they want to see, that you might actually be paying more for this than what they show here. Now, again, I wouldn't place too much weight on this because it's just a cost per click metric, but it can give you an idea. Like if it says $10 to $20, you know it's going to cost you a lot more than a keyword that says $1 to $6. So you can get a rough idea, but again, I wouldn't place a lot of weight on this exact number that's showing here. So basically, like I said at the beginning, these are all these columns. I would mainly be looking at average monthly searches simply because that's the main one that you want to pay attention to. And how I look at this is I've got 3 general rules that I follow. So one is, I'll just find you the example. You can see here the keyword has 0 to 10 searches a month. That's a very low search volume, and basically to me that means it's not worth going after. you're not going to get much traffic from that at all, because out of 10 people that click, you're probably not going to get any of them that actually contact you, unless it's a very, very specific keyword and there's not other options for them to choose. But honestly, with that low search volume, it's usually not worth going after. So unless you know something specific about your niche or your website, I wouldn't really worry too much about them. Now, if the keyword has 10 to 100 searches, it's usually worth going after, but just bear in mind that you probably won't get enough search volume to get enough leads or traffic coming to you to actually make it worthwhile, just that keyword alone. So you're probably going to have to target several keywords that relate to that. So for example, if we're doing criminal attorney near me and it gets 10 to 100, you'll probably also want to target other criminal lawyer, criminal attorney, maybe criminal solicitor as well keywords, to try and get enough search volume to actually get enough traffic to make it worthwhile to get more than a couple of leads every month. And now if the keyword is getting up to 1,000 searches, and especially if it's getting more than 1,000 searches, then it's definitely worthwhile going after. But most of the time you're going to find that the competition is pretty high for these keywords, so just be ready for that. The cost per click is probably going to be higher, and if you're doing SEO, it's going to be a little bit harder to rank for them. But because they're getting so much search volume, if you can pull it off, which generally isn't that difficult unless it's an extremely competitive niche or area, then you'll be able to do it, and you'll get decent search traffic from that, which is going to make this whole thing worthwhile. So basically, that's how I look at the search volumes when I am researching keywords that I'm looking at targeting. So now you should have a pretty good idea of how to use the Google Ads Keyword Planner, how to look up various keywords and see the search volume of these keywords, so that you have the data you need to decide whether it's actually worth going after these keywords or not. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about any of this, just let me know. Thanks.